Hey guys, it's your old pal Primal Chaos here, and listen, the other day I posted a video that I reacted to by Gacharic Spin, however you pronounce it, that was called Mindset, and honestly, it blew my mind. It was just so cool. I love the funk and I love the energy, I love the punk nature of it. I haven't stopped thinking about the song, and in the comments there were so many people saying you need to do I Wish I, which I'm going to do right now. I'm really curious to see what else these guys have up their sleeve. I know that they've got a really long history, a lot of band member turnovers. I know that there's a lot of, thanks to all your comments, by the way. I know that, certain band members have shuffled around and often they play different instruments and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see. I don't know what period this is from, whether it's recent or from the same era as Mindset, off the same album, or if it's previous incarnations of the band. I don't know. I just want to hear it, and that's what we're going to do right now. Let's dive right in.
I wish I could steer the world to harmony. 人の心がもし透けて見えたのなら覗いてみる勇気は持ってるの君から見えるもの僕から見えるものを確かめてよ世界はとても美しい
Oh!
ねえ人と違って恥ずかしくないのああしろこうしろこうあるべきだ多いもん勝ちで決める世の中本当に言いたいことは何本当の自分はどこ本当になりたいものは何自分の人生だろいつだって失った本音誰かと違う僕は愛されないのかそれだけ言葉に消されるなら流れ落ちる涙乾く前にこうやって息を吸いた歌って伝えたい想い
I just don't want to stop it. Oh my god, there's so much going on. Okay, first of all, that change up at the start, I knew something was coming because I was like, okay, this is wildly different to what I'd heard in Mindset. But it's interesting because it was still really, really well played. Like, it's still got some great moments. The video clip's intense. I don't know how they would have shot this. The camera work's brilliant, and there's just nothing around. It's just blackness, which is interesting. But the the way I noticed they were really clever with how they sort of moved the camera around to pick up little bits of the song where, the guitar player would play something and you'd hear it, like just little key things that sort of get pulled out. I mean, their stagecraft is brilliant though. Like, their energy is top notch. It's fantastic. I want to go back from the change up because I was overwhelmed. I missed a lot of nuance there.
君から見えるもの僕から見えるものを確かめてよ世界はとても美しい ねえ人と違って恥ずかしくないのああしろこうしろこうあるべきだ多いもん勝ちで決める世の中本当に言いたいことは何本当の自分はどこ本当になりたいものは何自分の人生だろ
It's a guttural scream.
いつだって失った本音誰かと違う僕は愛されないのかそれだけ言葉に消されるなら流れ落ちる涙乾く前にこうやって息を吸いた歌って伝えた
It's a great mix. Everything's got a place. I love that I keep forgetting there's a keyboard player. I'm like, there's because it just sounds so full, but everything sort of fits together so nicely. And I'm like, man, this is such a solid bedrock sort of mix that's really lush. And then I'm like, oh yeah, the synths in there, right? They had so much sort of drama to the sound, you know. I mean, everybody's playing great. You just know that the bass player was just waiting to just drop that chain and just go off, you know. Really cool. I also like the fact that it seems like it's common for them to do your verses as a spoken word sort of thing. Again, I don't like to use the term rap because it doesn't seem rap-like in its form and structure. It's more like just spoken word in time sort of thing, which is, I mean, I guess you could say that is rap in a nutshell, but yeah, there's just, you know, the energy that just explodes out from that transition is just so good. And then you've got your hooks, right? This is the part that you'll be walking around da, 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 singing it like for days. Sorry, I just want to hear that sample again. This is nice. It's a little transition into sort of like a more of a major key. It gives you sort of a little bit of elevation. I'm sure it's going to descend back into madness in a second. It's cool. Okay, so I'm confused. Is that Hannah playing guitar? Because I know that they switch around. I've been trying to catch who the drummer is, and they never really show a close-up. So I'm wondering if they've got Hannah on the second guitar singing a lot of the vocals. She's the only one whose name I've committed to memory because it's the easiest one. But yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just so genius having so many members of the band with a vocal ability that, you know, it's one thing you can always rely on someone to do a harmony part, but the cool thing about this is they can do this weird sort of gestural sort of chopping up of the melodies, you know, in a way that not very few artists could do, you know, like these little leapfrogging vocal lines and things like that are just really, really cool. I gotta say, I'm a fan of the singer. I think she's got just a great vivacious attitude. She expresses herself through her face and everything like that. She's the perfect choice. I know she's relatively new and she's a lot younger than some of the other members, but she brings that youthful exuberance and energy to the entire thing. Not that the rest of them don't have that, but she's obviously, as the singer, often they become the focal point of your relationship with the song, at least initially, unless you're like me and you're wildly interested in specific types of playing and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, what's most engaging is the singer, and she just has an attitude that's really endearing and energetic, you know. Authentic is what I'm going for.
誰かと違う自分を僕が愛せばいいそこから始めよ君はこの歌どんな風
Great solo.
聞こえるこんな世界だからこそここに立ち続けて歌はいつだって失った本音誰かと違う僕は愛されないのか声なき言葉に消される落ちる涙乾く目にこうやって辛くたって僕ら生きてゆくんだ信じてこの時を世界はとても美しい
Come on. Looks like a painting. It's really nice. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming that's it. All right, check in after the break and I'll have a bit more of a rundown. Hey, video was made possible by Enchroma. 1 in 6 guys and 1 in 200 women are colorblind, and if that happens to be you, there's something you can do about it. Click the link in the description, it'll take you to Enchroma's website where you can get a free eye test. And while you're there, maybe pick up some corrective lenses. They've got styles to suit everybody and a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you got really nothing to lose. And while you're there, use the code CHAOS in checkout to get 10% off. Tell them Primal Chaos sent you. Wow. Wow. Look, honestly, again, that's another one of these songs that's probably not a great reaction song because, I mean, obviously it's super interesting and stuff like that. But for me, that's the kind of song I need to listen to a bunch of times to really get the nuance of and sort of devour all of the different parts. But on the whole, on the surface, it's just such an energetic, interesting song. So much light and shade, so much tone, color. The breadth of their sort of writing sort of comes into play with some funk elements. There's weird parts that sort of migrate into areas sort of towards the end and sort of like the third act of the song, I suppose you could say. It sort of elevates into this odd sort of hybridization of, EDM sort of euphoria. It sounds like a club hit that you'd play at the end of the night when everyone's already pinging off their heads, for want of a better analogy. So, that's what's great about these guys. They just write amazing songs. They have so much character in their performance, not only musically, but also in their physical performances as well. They all have kind of the little unique tilt on that as well. I believe, like I mentioned earlier, I believe that in this one, Hannah was playing guitar and she had a whole different energy brought through that as well. And, but man, more than anything, I really dig the fact that they all are vocalists, or, the majority of the group can sing. And in a way that's not distracting too. They all sound similar. So you can sort of have those overlapping, leapfrogging sort of moments where everyone can jump in and do their part without it being overwhelmingly unusual, Like I said, there's an authenticity to these guys as well. They genuinely seem like they're having a blast when they're playing. And that's something that, I feel like Western music often misses. That is that exuberance. Because, when grunge came in, the very idea of looking like you were having a good time and being confident on stage went out the window. That disappeared with Kurt Cobain. You had to be staring at your shoes. You had to be miserable. He used to play, for the most part, like early on in their career, he used to play facing the curtain, so that sort of cocky, I guess 80s hair metal sort of confidence evaporated. And so for the longest time, that sort of became a bit taboo. Now, obviously, that was decades ago. And since then, obviously, a lot of things have changed. And there's been lots of different genres and a lot more sort of music that's, I guess, emotionally engaging, I guess, from the perspective of the performer engaging with you, rather than you just feeling the emotions vicariously through that person, right? But man, it's just the one thing that stands out about these guys is they're just exuberant. It's the only adjective I can think of. Yeah, I'm psyched. I'm psyched that I've discovered this band, and I'm glad so many of you were there to sort of guide me down this path. Yeah, and I mean, like all of these bands, Bandmade, amazing. Baby Metal, I've still got to fall down that rabbit hole a little bit more. I kind of got sidetracked. I will get back to them, don't worry. There's just so many. Nemophila, I've really got to get back in and explore more of their work as well. But I'm sort of falling down these rabbit holes. I really want to see how Gacharic Spin, connects with, apparently they connect with Baby Metal on some level through the back channels, and things like that. Look, you guys, I'm reading all of your comments as best as I can, but the problem is now that I've got 80 or 85 videos available, they're still all generating comments as well. And so as much as I try to get through them all, sometimes I have to skim them a little bit, and, reading so many essays, it's amazing. Every time one pops open, because they look like small comments, and I click read more, and it just unrolls into this massive missive, right? And it's great. So I do try to get through them all, and I comment back where I can. But it's getting to the point now where it's like there's literally no more spare time in my day because it's wall to wall, right? So, again, I appreciate it. And I did ask, in the case of Gacharic Spin, I'm like, let me know. I really want to know all about him. And you guys did that. It's magical. So, anyway, yeah, this one was fantastic. Again, I've rattled on too long. These guys, they don't need me telling you how good they are. That you already know, right? So, if you feel like I've brightened your day at all, I'd appreciate it if you buy me a coffee. Just that's how you can show support for the channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Also, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, because there'll be more of this coming your way very soon. Again, more suggestions for bands like this would be fantastic, or even somewhere else I can go with these guys would be amazing as well. So thanks again, guys. I've been Primal Chaos, and I'll catch you on the next one.